What if I told you that loneliness isn't about being alone, it's about a broken daily routine? Millions of people feel isolated even when they're surrounded by others every single day. The good news is that 5 simple habits can rewire your brain and your social life starting today. Loneliness has quietly become one of the biggest health crises of our time. Researchers now compare its effects on your body to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's not an exaggeration, that's a documented scientific finding. Why does this happen? Your brain evolved to see isolation as a survival threat. When you're lonely, your body releases stress hormones as if you were in physical danger. Over time, this constant stress damages your heart, your immune system, and even your memory. Here's where it gets interesting. Loneliness isn't fixed by simply being around people. You can feel utterly alone in a crowded room. What actually works is building specific habits that create genuine connection, purpose, and self-worth. Let's break down exactly what those habits look like. The first habit is something most people completely overlook. It's called the morning connection ritual. Instead of grabbing your phone and scrolling social media the moment you wake up, you reach out to one real person. This doesn't need to be complicated. A simple text saying good morning to a friend, a quick voice message to a family member, or even a short call to a coworker counts. Why does this matter so much? Because starting your day with genuine human contact sets an emotional tone that lasts for hours. Studies show that people who initiate one meaningful interaction within 30 minutes of waking report significantly lower anxiety throughout the day. It's a tiny action, but the compound effect is enormous. Try it for 1 week and notice the shift in your mood. Now let's talk about the second habit, which is scheduled social check-ins. Most lonely people wait passively for others to reach out first. That's a losing strategy, and here's why. People are busy. They're not ignoring you on purpose, they're simply distracted by their own lives. If you wait for others to initiate, you'll wait forever. Instead, block out 15 minutes every single day dedicated purely to reaching out to someone. This could mean texting an old friend you haven't spoken to in months. It could mean joining a group chat conversation you've been avoiding. The key is consistency, not intensity. Small, regular contact builds relationships far better than occasional grand gestures. But wait, there's more to this habit than just texting. Once a week, try to schedule an actual voice or video call. Text messages lack tone and warmth, but hearing someone's voice activates the same brain regions as physical touch. This is a critical part many people skip entirely. The third habit might surprise you, because it has nothing to do with talking to anyone at all. It's daily physical movement, and the connection to loneliness is stronger than you'd expect. Exercise releases endorphins and reduces cortisol, the stress hormone directly linked to feelings of isolation. But there's a deeper reason movement matters here. When you exercise outdoors, even a simple 20-minute walk, you're exposed to incidental social contact. You nod at a neighbor. You make small talk with someone at the park. These micro-interactions might seem insignificant, but research shows they meaningfully reduce loneliness scores over time. Your brain doesn't need deep conversation constantly, it just needs regular reminders that you exist in a shared world with other people. Additionally, physical movement improves your self-image. When you feel stronger and healthier, you naturally become more confident in social situations. This confidence creates a positive cycle where you're more likely to say yes to invitations instead of hiding at home. Let's move on to the fourth habit now, which focuses on your internal world rather than external interaction. This is a daily gratitude and reflection journal, and it might be the most underrated tool for fighting loneliness. Here's the problem with chronic loneliness. It distorts your perception of reality. You start believing nobody cares, nobody would notice if you disappeared, and everyone else has better relationships than you do. None of this is usually true, but your brain convinces you otherwise. Journaling breaks this distortion cycle. Every night, write down 3 specific moments from your day involving other people, even small ones. Maybe a cashier smiled at you. Maybe a coworker asked how your weekend went. Writing these down forces your brain to notice connection that you'd otherwise dismiss. Over just a few weeks, this practice rewires your attention patterns. You'll start noticing kindness and connection everywhere, simply because you're actively looking for it. This is a critical part of recovery that talk therapy alone often misses. Now, let's discuss the 5th habit, and honestly, this one requires the most courage. It's community engagement, specifically joining a recurring group activity built around a shared interest. Why recurring? Because one-time events rarely build lasting bonds. Think about it. You don't become close friends with someone after meeting them once at a party. Real connection requires repeated exposure over time, which psychologists call the familiarity principle. Find something that happens weekly. A book club, a fitness class, a volunteer group, a hobby meetup. It doesn't matter what the activity is, what matters is that you see the same faces regularly. After the 3rd or 4th session, something shifts. Strangers start to feel familiar, and familiar people start to feel like friends. Volunteering deserves special mention here. Numerous studies link volunteer work to dramatically reduce loneliness, even more than purely social activities. Why? Because volunteering gives you purpose alongside connection. You're not just filling social time, you're contributing to something larger than yourself, which combats the meaninglessness that often accompanies chronic isolation. Beyond these 5 core habits, there's one bonus practice worth mentioning, and it might be the hardest to implement. It's a daily digital detox, specifically limiting passive social media scrolling. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Passive scrolling through other people's highlight reels actually increases feelings of loneliness, even though it feels like connection. You're watching life happen to other people instead of creating connection in your own life. Set a hard limit, maybe 30 minutes daily, and redirect that time toward one of the 5 habits above. You might be wondering, how long until these habits actually work? Most people report noticeable improvement within 2 to 3 weeks of consistent practice. This isn't overnight magic, but it's far faster than most other approaches to loneliness. The critical thing to remember is that loneliness isn't a personality flaw or a permanent condition. It's a signal, much like hunger or thirst, telling you that a basic human need isn't being met. And just like hunger, it can be addressed with consistent, deliberate action. Start small. Pick just one of these 5 habits today. Don't try to implement all of them at once, because that's a recipe for giving up within a week. Master one habit until it feels automatic, then add the next. Loneliness thrives in inaction and isolation, but it cannot survive consistent, intentional connection. These 5 habits aren't complicated, they aren't expensive, and they don't require you to become a different person. They simply require you to show up, a little bit, every single day. You have the power to change this starting right now. Send that morning text. Schedule that check-in. Take that walk. Write that journal entry. Join that group. One small step today builds the foundation for a life that never feels empty again.